Hey guys, this is Mistress Nightmare here, and today we'll be reading chapter 7 and 8 of We Get What We Want. Before we get started, please hit that like button, comment, subscribe to this channel if you guys want more creepypasta fanfictions out there. Until then, let's get started. It was time. Hoodie was getting Keith smirking as he knew Keith was going to go bye-bye real soon. And that him and the others will be there to come for YN when it's all over. Hoodie's point of view. Here we go. This boy is about to get dark and killed. He won't hurt our YN any longer. His end will be soon. And the only three of us will be able to be there for YN. I thought as I found Keith putting something in his truck. I growled as it seems to be aluminum cans that YN was going to sell. I chuckled and pulled out my phone and started recording what was he doing. So I sighed, well, YN, it looks like I found Keith inside your stuff and stealing it. I told the camera, smirking as I chuckled. This is no good, I said as I stopped the recording and sent it to YN. She must have gotten it immediately because I heard yelling and stomping over. I hid, smirking, watching the proceeding and getting all riled up. Or watching our princess getting riled up. Keith, what the fuck were you doing with my cans? That was supposed to be for when I needed money, not for you to steal and sell, I yelled at smacking him. I grabbed the basket of cans and taking them off his truck. I growled as Keith hit me, making a loud smack. And one of the boys must have heard it because they came to my rescue. It was Brian. Hey, don't ever slap her again. You're going to regret doing this to YN, he yelled, grabbing Keith's shirt and growling at him. YN, go get yourself patched up. This man took some of your pills too, so I suggest you call your physician and get a refill. Don't get the police involved, Brian told me and dragged Keith away. I watched this in shock as I ran inside, calling my physician and also contemplating that I should call the police. I decided not to because I didn't want my neighbors to get their nose into my business. I groaned as Tim came from behind me. I smiled as he turned, facing me. I smiled and turned to him, hugging him and nuzzling in his arms. Keith slapped me. Brian saved me, I told him as his grip tightened around me. I blushed a little and looked away from him. Are you okay? I asked. Tim looked at me and nodded and kissed my forehead. I'll be right back. Stay here, he said as he left to go somewhere I did not know. Walking out the door, I sighed and sat down. Musky's point of view. I clenched my jaw and fist as I walked towards Brian, aka Hoodie, and Toby. Both of them were beating the shit out of Keith. I smirked as I grabbed a metal pipe, raising it up and knocking him out. I chuckled as I grabbed his hair. Brian, go get his truck. Toby, if you find some rope. I'll stay here and watch over this motherfucker, I told them. As they immediately went to work, I watched Keith as he slept. That sleep would soon be permanent. Once we were done torturing him. This asshole think he could put his hands on YN. Well, he has another thing coming to him soon enough. YN was ours, and nobody will say anything about it. Boss seems to like her since he searched her up her information. He even said that she might be proxy material, hoping that as soon as we were done we could finally have her, that she will join us. I thought as Brian came with Keith's truck and Toby came with rope, our plan was to set and we had him. Time skip. It was 10 p.m. We finally bound and gagged Keith. We were speaking about our general information as Keith slowly woke up, groaning as in consider that we haven't killed him yet on Wyann's property. That's good because he wouldn't last long. I chuckled as he turned to him. It looks like someone's up. Shall we get started? I said, walking over and ripping the tape off his mouth. He screamed and flinched. Who the fuck are you? Why am I here? Where is Wyann? Keith yelled. I growled and punched him, feeling a few teeth come out. Why do you want to know where you were? Or where is our YN is exactly? You're the one who slapped her. I bet you were going to hurt her. More if it wasn't for Hoodie over here, I yelled, back as he sat there in shock, staring at me. Wait, Tim? Brian? Toby? Dude, I did not mean to. Let me go. I was high. I didn't want to hit her. She hit me first. Please let me go. Keith cried and cried as he lowered his head. I grabbed him by the face and made him look at me. You will refer to us by our alternate names, which we are Hoodie, Masky, and Toby, or Tiki Toby. Got it? As I wrapped my hand around his throat, he nodded as I smirked underneath my mask. Brian, aka Hoodie, came over with some torture devices. I chuckled and helped Tiki Toby chain him up to the wall. We put a dog collar that shocked him when we pressed a button. We also put some shoes that would make him stand on his tiptoes as he stopped his feet. They would be pruned by his fingernails and heels. We also went to put him on hooks that would tear his flesh if he made any movement to attack or try to escape. Hoodie's point of view. These torture devices are from a few friends of ours. Your body will slowly be eaten and carved by cannibals we know. If you scream after we leave, you will be killed on the spot. It's almost bedtime for the pastas and the other killers who want to go out killing tonight or go hunting. Eyeless Jack will be watching you tonight. I told him as one of our friends. Eyeless Jack came down as he smirked and chuckled. Well, if it isn't the Yanderis, how is your princess? He chuckled as we fist bumped each other. Us pastas were like family. Sure, we have fights and attack like family. But when one of us is in love with a human, we went a little crazy for them. We all have each other's back. If we killed our human that we loved, we would be able to cry on each other's shoulders. But that hasn't happened since Slenderman abandoned dating a human thing. He only lifts it lightly up so that us proxies can have YN. She's good. She got hit by her supposed friend, so we're taking care of him. If he is dead before dawn, then you could have him. Torture him all you want. Go nuts, EJ. I told him. Toby nodded and Masking is going out of the basement. I followed behind. All night, EJ tortured Keith. By morning, Keith had died. It was unrecognizable after what EJ did to him. Tiki Toby's point of view. It was lovely, staying up all night, hearing the sounds of Keith as he slowly faded away as dawn approached. My ticks and twitch were calm last night as I knew that Keith was finally gone and won't be coming back. Chapter 8. It's been 2 weeks since I've seen Keith. I'm starting to get worried. My friend Christopher said it was nothing. That's until we heard the news of his death. We didn't think anyone would do such a thing. Christopher was pissed, and he wanted me to talk, but I had to protect Brian and Tim and Toby. You see, Christopher is the adopted brother to Keith because of his family. They've always been together. They were stuck to like glue. Christopher was very angry when he found out that Keith was at my house before he was murdered. So he hit me, punched me, beat me as I tried to defend myself. I didn't get a good grip or a punch after the fight. Christopher laughed and I called Tim. Thank God he picked up. Tim, Keith's adopted brother, thinks I killed him. I just got my ass beaten, and I need someone to calm me down, I said as my voice was scratchy and a bit saddened. I sighed as he started to speak. Tim's point of view. Wyan, where did he go? I'm going to beat this fucker for laying a hand on you, I yelled as my blood was starting to boil. Brian and Toby came in when I was growling. Wyan, please stay there. Did he break anything? Did he cut you? Did he make you bleed? I asked as the guys got worried. So I put it on speaker and continued to listen. Tim, I think he broke my things. He punched me and he made me step in a pile of glass. I'm treating my foot as we speak, she said. I sighed. Then I looked at the other guys. Wyan, this is Brian. Who is the person who did this to you? Brian asked as I handed him the phone. Christopher B. Perks, she said as I wrote down the name. Okay. I gotta go clean and I'll talk to you later. Guys, I love you as my friends, Wyan said as she said her goodbye. Then I take the name and went straight to Ben's room. Hey Ben, I need a favor, I said, knocking on the door. He opened it and looked at me with his bloody eyes. What's up, Masky? Is your girlfriend? He asked, tilting his head. Wyan is fine. She got in a real bad fight with a friend, and I need you to look up this person. Track their phone. He hit her, and I want to find him, I told him, handing him the name. He nodded and took out the name and went into his room, allowing me inside. So let me get this straight. Some guy got the balls to mess with a proxy's girlfriend, especially when the girlfriend in question is 3 proxies? Dude, I want to meet this guy, Ben said, typing in the information given to him. I nodded as he pulled up the guy and gave me his number to his phone and phone tracker. I took it and walked off. Thanks, Ben. I'll be sure that Slender gives you a break from the fuck up thing you did, I told him before heading out to Hoodie and Toby. Guys, we need to find this person. We leave at dusk. Let's get this fucker and show him that he can never lay a hand on our YN. I chuckled, smirking underneath my mask. The guys were getting ready and hyped.